I'm only interested right now in talking about the thumbnail. This is a very gross portrayal of someone who is a trans woman. This is like hitting all of the common stereotypes. A lot of people are going to say, well, this is what he does with everyone, and like he makes these thumbnails with these like creepy, ugly caricatures of people all the time. Just a Worm is his name, and it really is just a style. Here's a couple examples. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This I'm very excited to talk about. All right? This isn't a defense.
He said the N-word on stream with his own face. Can somebody just...
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger.
You know, when I was doing my research in the case of Tron, I came across some more tweets from people in her community. One of those being the subject of today's video, Denims.
Get a new insult, dude. If men are so smart and women only know how to complain, why is this the only insult you dumb fucks can come up with? I'm gonna go fuck your dad and give him a kid that he can be proud of, because this is pathetic, man. This is so pathetic.
The irony of telling one of the most streamlined OnlyFans girls comebacks in the world while telling somebody that their joke is outdated, while having one of the most outdated memes at the top. I'm not gonna lie, your editor sold you. They did not give you the bag like they thought you did. You see, I went down the rabbit hole of, I don't even know what it's called. I would say leftist Twitter, but I hope that that's not who speaks for leftists. That's kind of sad if they are. Because going down the Denims pipeline, I found some of the most dishonest tweets, especially when you look into them with the more of a critical eye. You realize that this isn't the most honest person on the internet. I mean, I could see why they're friends. They're one and the same. However, it's still not a big community. She only sits at 70K subs on Twitch. Now, this video will be dealt with in two levels. Level 1 will be a simple dive into hypocrisy, you know, looking at tweets and other points and saying, well, there's a little bit of inconsistency in that. You know, something I normally do, something that's, you know, easy to do for anyone. But then there's level 2, something that puts everything into a whole different perspective and makes you realize that everything that she does might have a slightly different motivation than what you first think. And these motivations range to maybe just straight up lying to covering up some pretty questionable things. But you know what? I knew I couldn't handle this topic alone. And unfortunately, Sherlock Jones isn't in the office today. So we'll be introducing our new guest, Ethan. Ethan, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm just here to defend my glorious King Hassan. But what about Denims?
I mean, she's a Hassan Mon too, so guess she's cool.
Okay. Anyways, this is Denims, the most dishonest political streamer.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger. Okay, you have to do both.
What?
Look, I get it. Asmongold is a stinky fart, alright? He's a terrible guy. Don't like him. I don't like him myself. But, you know, rule of thumb on the internet is that if someone doesn't wish death on you or anyone else, then you shouldn't wish death on them. It's kind of just a thing that if you do, you come off as ultra mad.
Well, if you look here, Asmongold's already wished death on someone before. So honestly, I think he's free eats.
Yeah, the same crazy slick that harassed and sexually assaulted women. It even says it right there in the headline that you're reading. There's not that much hypocrisy that you think that you're exposing.
Hey man, don't come at me at this. Denims could have been joking.
Yeah, let's just reverse the roles for a second. Do you think that Denims is giving Asmongold the benefit of the doubt in this situation?
Nah.
This is crazy, coming from the woman who says using your platform to harass others is incredibly gross. But apparently, using your platform to put a hit on them, jokingly or not, is completely fine. It's incredibly hypocritical.
We need to figure out a way to get people to stop caring about naked bodies. Like, it really does not matter, dude. It's just boobs.
We are currently talking about the context within a school.
People like this mom post sexually explicit images. Her legal team is accusing the school board of being the morality police.
It's like, Mom, like, why can't you come in there and be around all of us? And it's like, yeah, I'm not allowed right now.
Victoria Tree says it's been a tough year and a half. She used to volunteer at her boys' school, Sand Lake Elementary. But then she says in 2021, they banned her because of what she does for work. The 31-year-old is an OnlyFans model and posts sexually explicit images.
Little Timmy, you don't understand. It's just boob. Denim seems to have a problem with gambling being promoted on Twitch and being promoted to kids. Now, we don't have a tweet or clip of her saying as much, but considering everyone in her community and around her celebrated Twitch banning gambling, and she didn't have the balls to speak up. So as of right now, I mean, all we have to go off is an assumption.
Is that really what this entire segment is based on? An assumption? Because you know what they say, those make an ass out of you and me.
I agree, it's a bit of a shaky point. However, there's a bigger double standard that I want to go over here.
Alright, well, let's hear it.
Well, despite the fact that she sees gambling on Twitch, I think it's being promoted to kids, she sees what one could only assume to be softcore porn on the site and doesn't seem to bat an eye.
Getting addicted to gambling is way worse than getting addicted to porn, though. I mean, one could spiral you into debt, maybe even homelessness.
I agree that one could be worse, but that's when you're in it, and that's where my problem lies. One is way more accessible than the other. For example, sure, a kid could see a gambling stream and go, man, I really want to gamble. But they can't just, grab a credit card and go gamble. They don't have that disposable income to just do that. I mean, at all times, kids could, take their parents' credit cards, but I mean, how many kids are doing that nowadays? How many kids, legitimately are just stealing their parents' credit cards? Did you? So it's safe to just assume that not every kid can just go out there and gamble. However, porn is quite literally one click away. It's literally a Google search away. And to hide it, it's even easier. It's a Google tab away. You can't hide gambling. You can hide porn. That's the difference. If you think that a kid wouldn't do that over with gambling, you would be lying. I just find it weird because she has such a strong stance on nudity and it being around kids. Like this, I mean, she's not outright saying it, but isn't it weird? Like, what is the point that she's trying to make here? I mean, this clip is from a stream of Denims reacting to a mother being banned at an elementary school for having an OnlyFans.
We need to figure out a way to get people to stop caring about naked bodies. Like, it really does not matter, dude. It's just boobs.
I understand what you're going for, but we're talking about sex works in a place filled with children. Sure, they might not know at that age what's going on, but still, I think it's just incredibly inappropriate for someone with that profession to be around them, especially in a time where they're prone to asking the question, what do you do for a living? What do your parents do for a living? Or what are your parents' job? If that makes any more sense. I just don't think someone who does sex work being around these children is the biggest flex at all. And even at that, Denims doesn't want that outcome. She wants everyone to be okay with nudity. And especially in this context, in this conversation, that's just weird.
Okay, so she has a different opinion than you. What's your point?
Do you know what we're talking about? Never mind. I just find it strange. She has such a weird stance around, sexual content and nudity being around kids. But then opposed to that is gambling also being around kids, or not even around, in the eye line of kids, like them being able to see it. And this is something I didn't even write in the script, breaking the fourth wall here. I mean, I just want you to think about it for a second. You watch a football game, right? Kids watch football games. You see DraftKings and all this other, gambling sites. You see them being promoted, mostly because in those ads they can say gamble responsibly, 18 plus. Those are things that are said. See Jerk made ads on NFL broadcasting, do you? There's probably a distinct reason for that, just saying. One is a website that is a click away. The other one is an entire process that I highly doubt a kid is going to go through. This is just something I thought about off the top of my head, Anyways, back to playing my character. Focus. And then things get a little bit more weird when you realize that she herself has an OnlyFans. Now, let me be clear. She's a political streamer. There is no way in hell there are kids watching her. However, I think there's obviously an innate bias that she has that she refuses to acknowledge in any of these conversations. So in summary, if you think that Twitch promoting gambling to kids is a bad thing and it's dangerous, then keep that same energy on artistic nudity. JXC is a content creator who makes everyday commentary videos based off whatever he talks about that day, whether it's TV shows or movies or
other YouTubers. He is the type of guy who makes his opinion known. So when Hassan reacted to his video on a live stream in the typical Hassan fashion, Jay didn't take that very well and decided to make a video pointing out the flaws in Hassan's reaction.
Guess we'll go with, I think he technically has added something small here. I'm just not really sure what it was. He then lets the video play completely uninterrupted for another 2 minutes before eventually he makes a third comment.
Of course, after this, Hassan's reaction was to call Jay a Nazi.
Then he made a video, or they made a video. Afterwards, they had like a bunch of fucking Nazis on the kill stream.
So he said, then I made a video, which, like, that's not true. He's describing events as they happened, right? So the first thing I did was I streamed about it. And then he says, hang on, what's the next thing he says? After my video, I
had like a bunch of fucking Nazis on the kill stream.
Is that I had a bunch of Nazis on a kill stream.
Despite Jay being openly trans, it didn't matter. Hassan's reaction was to call Jay a Nazi, and despite Jay being openly trans and criticizing many right-wing figures, I guess that wasn't enough for Hassan.
Blur White is a Nazi. I mean, I'm just saying, you never know. Anyways, what does this have to do with your whole point about Denim's quote-unquote dishonesty?
Can you let me finish my point? Denims didn't like Jay's video on Hassan and decided to debate him live. In this debate, her point basically boils down to, you should watch your tone when you talk about Hassan.
As they should.
All right, you know what? That's it. I'm sick of you. Get out. Get out of my room now. Get out. No, go. Get out!
Oh, my Lord.
Get out! Get out!
Finally, that guy's gone. It's off my desk. Now I can sit up. Finally. Just have my desk back. Anyways, Denim's whole video boiled down to tone policing Jay, basically saying that she didn't like how the way the video felt to her rather than what the actual points were.
The video, like the beginning of the video, so hardcore primed me to responding negatively, such that I almost didn't finish it and get to the end part. Like I thought, when I got to like the middle, I was like, this video just feels very, very, very like spite driven. So there's one section of the video where Hassan comes back to his chat, which, by the way, I just want to be clear on my opinion on like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like if someone, you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React streamer. And I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that.
Denims regularly opens her streams playing content from other people, which either lasts for up to like 30 minutes to, in this situation, over an hour and 40 minutes. That's not filler content. That's just the content. If you weren't ready to start the stream, then don't start the stream. Just wait till later.
But I guess like the part that like really like you had like this part in the beginning where Hassan says that, they could be like disabled. Like the person who owns this home could be disabled. And you like make like a joke, and like maybe I read into the joke too much, but you make a joke like saying like, what type of disability makes you have 2 toilets in your bathroom, right? But like in that specific example, I guess apparently what my chat told me was that his chat was saying like, oh, this like incel, whatever, like look at this piece of shit garbage, whatever, he's not cleaning his house. And he was trying to say like, you don't even know the context of this person. Like they could be physically disabled. And they could be not able to clean like the place or whatever, or like maybe they have ADHD, depression, and that's why it makes it hard, and maybe it was like a complete like joke from you and stuff, but I'm just saying my opinion.
Then what the fuck was it? You did a whole lot of speaking, a whole lot of noise came out your mouth and your gums were flapping, but there wasn't a lot of words being said. You kind of just went on a yap session tangent, and then you were like, and you made a joke. So that's just my perspective. To dumb it down, you took the worst possible interpretation of what Jay said, because you wanted to make yourself feel better.
Now you might be asking me, Printer, I mean, this is all cool and all. I mean, this is a pretty dishonest point, but it's nothing really too crazy. Don't worry, that's what the next clip is for. The next clip will recontextualize this in a way that makes you rethink everything Denim says.
Okay, now let's talk about a couple things. I'm only interested right now in talking about the thumbnail.
The following clip I'm about to play for you
is Denim's absolutely shooting her credibility in the foot. I'm about to play a series of clips uninterrupted by me that get worse as it goes on. The first clip will have you rolling your eyes. The second clip will have you questioning what she means. And the third clip will be the nail in the coffin. Now, let it begin.
Okay? I'm only interested in talking about the thumbnail. Maybe we can watch some of the video. To be honest, the video itself, I don't care about. It's not relevant. It's not important. I only care about the thumbnail. See, in the replies to this post, there are people that are saying like, don't care. I'm still not going to use his, referencing Kethel's, real name or something like that, right? A bunch of people in the replies just being actively, openly transphobic. Like, you can have whatever opinion. She's a controversial person, okay? She says what she wants and she means what she says. And I disagree with some of her actions and I disagree with some of the things that she's done. And I think in general, my perspective, and this is not going to be the perspective of everyone online, and that's fine. My perspective is I don't like to spend my time going after other people that are on the left.
Yes, you heard that right. Denims just fully admitted to playing team sports rather than criticizing everyone equally. But then that begs the question, well, multiple questions. A, if you're so against criticizing leftists, then why did you have such an easy time criticizing J? B, if A is not true, then why do you not criticize Keffels and her many faults? Or C, why should I take anything you say seriously when you're so shallow? All these questions I'll give you answers to in due time. So first question, A, if you're so against criticizing leftists, then why did you have such an easy time criticizing Jay?
Does she spend her time making YouTube videos promoting right-wing ideas? No? Okay, great. I'm not spending my time going after this person. That seems stupid. That seems really dumb.
Man, I remember all those times Jay actually promoted right-wing ideas
Well, that one is simple. He criticized Hassan. And once you criticize Hassan, you must be a Nazi or something. You can't have your own opinion. No matter who you are, what background you're from, a minority or not. If you criticize Hassan, you must be against your minority. You must be like a secret Nazi indoors. That's some of that liberal racism I'll touch upon in the next video. B, if A is not true, then why do you not criticize Keffels and her many faults? Because going by her logic of not criticizing leftists, Mudahar, who probably is a leftist, at the very worst, he's like a centrist maybe, if you really want to get like technical with it. But currently, Denims is trying to paint him as not a leftist and as some type of right-wing propagandist in order to be able to criticize him because, well, it wouldn't look too good if she was saying all this about not criticizing leftists while criticizing a leftist. So let's just debunk her thumbnail transphobia argument real quick.
Okay, so if we could all just stop saying our opinions on this person and pretend like this is not a video about Keffels, pretend like this is a video about literally any other trans woman for a second. Because you have to understand, just because you don't like someone, it doesn't give you the pass to suddenly be a piece of shit.
Just because you don't like someone, it doesn't give you a pass to be a piece of shit. Interesting.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear. But would the thumbnail be transphobic if it was Blair White? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Let's be honest, you wouldn't have made this stream at all.
Okay, so all the people, by the way, saying, yeah, but he does it for other people. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Do your research, dumbass.
The artist does, just not Muta. But here's the thing, right? It's on Mutahar's channel. He can't just like say, oh, well, it's the artist who made that drawing. No, it's your channel. You have responsibility to... Here we go. I understand people have criticism of me. I don't think I am above being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail while also not using my pronouns in the video announcement? Ryan Sear, and then I don't know what happened to Ryan Beard. I'm going to be honest.
She then proceeded to spend the next 5 minutes trying to figure out a way to discredit Ryan Beard before actually responding to him. Which, by the way, Ryan Beard 100% disproved Keffel's tweet. Because in the tweet, she says she doesn't, Mudahar doesn't use her pronouns. But in the tweet, you can clearly see him using her pronouns. But Denims doesn't want to respond to this because then she would have to criticize Keffels for lying. So now she's just going on a random tangent talking about, I don't know what she's talking about, yapping about some random Ryan Beard ratio. And she's still going. She's still yapping. I'm recording this in real time, waiting for the yap to happen. This is 2x speed, by the way. And it's finally over.
To talk about. All right. This isn't a defense
Bitch paused like that was a bombshell.
So, let's pretend like I have lots of friends. Okay, I've got so many friends. Okay, just pretend. Okay, I know it's not believable. Just pretend for a second. So, let's say I have lots of friends and I bring them over on stream. I bring all my friends over to all my bad bitches over to watch some Joe Rogan on stream. And whenever they're around, I make 2 jokes.
If you only have 2 jokes when your friends are around, stop making fucking jokes.
Okay, for some bizarre reason, because I'm weird. I make these two same jokes, which I'm like, I'm gonna eat it my cat, and then I look at my friend and I'm like, are you gonna eat it him? You should eat it my cat. He wants to be eaten. And then I also have a proclivity for saying like, this is baboon behavior, baboon in a suit. This is chimpanzee behavior, right? These are the 2 jokes that I like to make. All right. Hey, guess what? Depending on the person I have over, I won't make that joke.
Is that really how you treat minorities?
Right, I just want to slow this down for you. Let's go by this like slowly. So let's say you're making a joke towards your friends. You know, they're causing a real ruckus out there. You know, they're really wreaking havoc in your house or whatever. And you go, guys, you guys are engaging in some tomfoolery, some baboonery, right? Like you're doing this all to your friends. You know, you guys are acting like all crazy. You're acting like a baboon, except for you, Charles. Charles, you're not. You're not acting like a baboon. You're not. Does that not seem weird to you? Like, does it seem like you're trying like to not call him a baboon, but like pointing it out, making him like the point of emphasis, like you're not a baboon, Charles, singling him out because of his race. Therefore, the joke can't be geared towards him. That is a form of racism. Yes, it is, but it's odd because it's not negative per se, but it feels weird. It would feel weird if that happened, especially even let's say that's not the situation, like you single him out. Even if you go to everyone and you're like, oh, you're engaging in baboonery, you go to Charles and you're just like, oh, you're engaging in tomfoolery. And it's like you just switched up the word for him. It just feels weird. Like if everyone was engaging in baboonery, then we're all engaging in baboonery. If one person, if you're gonna single him out because of his race, that is racism. And it's just the odd thing to do. Like it's saying out loud that yes, I am paying attention to your race right now, to what the color of your skin is, and I am changing accordingly. Like I don't know, that's just my perspective on it, but it just feels weird. It just gets funnier because like one of her friends' name is literally Sean the Black and is quote unquote the CEO of Black people, and totally isn't Hassan's token black friend. He's also in the business of making death threats just because people disagree with him. So,
which is not a surprise because he said the N-word on stream with his own face. Can somebody just like, it would just be so easy to just, it will save, like solve all of our problems. Like we would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy. This is what happens when you don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. They have children, and their children have children, and their children have children, and then their children have accidents that should have ended up on a sock, and it becomes destiny. That's what you get.
Look, dumbass, let's just say you're correct and Destiny is racist. You're helping him out 100% here by being this mad about it. You are 100%, you're playing into the black stereotype of us being savages and being deranged and just wanting to kill and kill and kill, and you're playing into that. You're actively like, you're pissing me off with the fact that you don't understand everything that you're saying is more detrimental to the black community than you think. You are a piss poor ass nigga, bro, and I want you to go reevaluate what your goals are, because what you just did was fucking sad.
Make of that what you will. When someone is so blatant about playing team sports that they're willing to ignore, literal scamming of the people that you're trying to fight for.
I kept trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and it's just so many little things. Travel and replacing furniture and helping my friends out buying new streaming gear and clothes. If legitimate, this is an admission that the GoFundMe had greatly depleted after just 2 months. It also calls into question if she actually did buy new clothes and equipments for her friend. That isn't even remotely covered by any of her stated goals. Claire seems to understand this, going on to state, if anyone ever finds out about how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting cancelled. And these messages were deleted, 7 minutes late?
Selling under-the-counter drugs to minors. which in no situation should be okay.
In June of 2022, Clara began sponsoring the DIY HRT directory. For a myriad of reasons, hormone replacement therapy is often inaccessible to many trans people. The directory intends to teach people how to, quote unquote, safely obtain HRT without a prescription. While some are legitimate pharmaceutical-grade medications, simply imported from other countries, the site also offers a number of homebrew sources. They are colloquially referred to as bathtub estrogen, in reference to the actual practice of brewing your own HRT.
And even having weird conversations with these minors, what else are they willing to hide? Does it remind you of anyone? Because this is kind of coming all together now.
On September 28, 2021, Clara replied to Wynn calling her very cute. A month later, Wynn tweeted at Clara complaining she couldn't post nudes because she was 15. Then in November, Catboy Ranch replied to Wynn acknowledging her age. "You are 15, your skull hasn't even fully developed." Wynn later proclaimed herself a proud member of the cult of Keffels. Maya, or Femboy Mats, is another minor Clara interacted with on Twitter. Maya claimed to have been a member of the Catboy Ranch Discord whilst underage. Maya said, "Hey, I'm the person involved, there was no grooming." Someone replied, "Who said there was? You were still a minor in Catboy Ranch, which had ID verification." Maya then confirms that only the NSFW sections did. Maya was 16 years old when she began interacting with Keffels. 5 days after she turned 17, Clara replied to her selfie with a meme. "Damn ya ass fat, what's your pronouns?" Clara later tweeted a meme at Maya about taking estrogen and getting erections. In one thread, Catboy Ranch interacts with both Maya and Princess Emily, who was 15 years old. Now, these are highly inappropriate interactions for someone to engage in on their adults-only account at the age of 27.
The Twitch community has a problem, and whether that's the ones running the site or the ones who run around together, there's obviously a huge problem and a huge double standard. I mean, they're the ones who claim that they hate drama and drama farmers suck so much, but yet they're always in it. Somehow they're always in drama, always in someone's business. Yet let them tell the story and they only get pushback for existing. This is the same group of people who admit to playing team sports, whether it's Caseytron, Hassan, Denims, or any other of these guys. I mean, once again, you see Denims celebrating the ban of Kai Cenat, and yet overall has been silent on Mizkiff. I mean, her friends don't get callouts for associating with Mizkiff, giving him a bigger platform than what he already had, allowing him to win awards at award ceremonies that she was at, because that problem doesn't concern her. What she's worried about is her community looking good, and her community staying on top. So I ask, what else are they willing to hide? What else are they willing to cover up? What else are they willing to lie about to make sure that they are the ones on top? What are they willing to let slide for the sake of not criticizing each other? I'm Printer14, and this has been Denims, the most dishonest political streamer, and I'm signing out.